with all that is happening for today's Air Force Reserve celebration boat.
All right, thank you so much. And guys, congratulations for helping to make this happen.
Absolutely, Tiffany, thank you. North Carolina Central won the toss and deferred. They will kick off. They're wearing the white uniforms with the maroon trim. Grambling State in the black tops with the gold pants. Brandon McLaren to kick off. And we are underway in the 2016 Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl. Martez Carter from about 6 yards deep will bring it out. And he's hit hard at the 15-yard line. That leg put on by Anthony Sherrill on special teams. And that brings out the Grambling State offense. An impressive quarterback, Devontae Kincaid, who was a 4-star recruit out of Skyline High School in Dallas, went to Ole Miss, appeared in 11 games between 2013 and 15, and then due to an illness to his mother in the Metroplex area, wound up transferring to Grambling State, and he's this year's SWAC Offensive Player of the Year.
And he's really settled in as the leader, unquestioned leader of this offense, true dual threat. 33 touchdowns, only 6 INTs. That's a fantastic touchdown to interception ratio.
Here we go. Grambling State comes in having won 10 in a row. North Carolina Central's won 9 straight. And the first pass a little underthrown to Justin Kelly. And you can anticipate a few nerves here early, Jay.
But that first play was big. That's what I wanted to see. Could Grambling State's offensive line protect Devontae Kincaid? You saw there was a jailbreak early. If they cannot protect Kincaid, it could become a long day for this Grambling State offense, because that's a ferocious defensive line that North Carolina Central brings into this ball game.
On second down, here's a handoff to Kelly this time, running right. He's up to the 20 for a gain of close to 5. Well, it's going to set up a third and about 6. You know, the SWAC championship game, Grambling State, that offensive line, especially in the first half, had some big issues with Alcorn State.
Yeah, they have a lot of size, but they're not necessarily that mobile. And so what North Carolina Central plans on doing with defensive coordinator Granville Eastman is making Kincaid uncomfortable in the pocket, making him leave out of the pocket.
So on third down and 6, Kincaid rolling out, creating, and he steps out right near the 25, close to the marker, and where they spot that, he is going to have enough for the first down. Run out by Reggie Hunter.
Yeah, but you see early, what negates a great pass rush? A quarterback that can escape and create on his own. He knows he doesn't have the time, has the foot speed to get outside the pocket and pick up the first down. Devontae Kincaid may have to do a lot of plays like that in this ball game if Grambling wants to win.
Martez Carter and Lindamian Brooks, the backs in the backfield, but throwing on first down, and he throws a strike. A first down up to the 39-yard line, and the catch is made by Devon Lindsay, a 13-yard pickup. Mike Jones with the tackle.
And there you see, if given time in the pocket, Kincaid has a rocket of an arm. He threw a dart to Lindsay for the first down.
Both these teams no huddle. Quickly to the line come the Tigers. And on first down, handoff. Kelly trying to fight his way. He was brought down by the ankle by Antonio Brown, but still an 8-yard run for Justin Kelly.
Starting to see a little tempo from Grambling, an offense that averages 41 points per game, trying to get off to a quick start and grab an early lead.
They did not get off to a quick start in the SWAC championship. They fell behind 17-0 at the half. They were able to come back and beat Alcorn State to win the SWAC. Running left. Kelly again, first down up near the 42-yard line of the Eagles before he's tackled by Reggie Hunter. 11-yard run. And right now, here early in this game, Jay, Grambling State's offense has found a rhythm.
And look at the defensive line from North Carolina Central. Hands on their waist. A lot of energy being used on this early drive as the Tigers wear them down.
Kincaid on first down, plenty of time, taking a cheap shot, but that hangs up and is picked off. Deflected and intercepted by North Carolina Central. Alden McClellan, number 32, with the pick. And not a wise decision that time. He threw it into double, if not triple coverage.
And this is good football. Dominique Leake is going to prevent the interception, so he thinks, but did not realize that Alden McClellan was trailing. Great heads-up play by McClellan, and recognition on the football field to get the huge interception for the Eagles. And not the start you want from Grambling, from a quarterback that only has 6 interceptions on the season. That's number 7 to start off this ball game.
Well, Jaquel Taylor, number 27, deflected it, and McClellan came up with the interception. First interception of the year for McClellan. And it comes in a big spot to stop the initial Grambling State drive.
And this is big with the interception. They spotted the ball on the 1-yard line, did not give him momentum into the end zone. That's a tough break there. I think they may have to review this to see exactly where the interception occurred.
The previous play of an interception is under review.
And I think that's what they're looking at. They say the play of an interception is under review. It's no question that it's an interception, but like you just said, Jay, they're going to see where he came down with possession and if his momentum took him into the end zone. And there's the tip. And his momentum.
He gets that ball from that angle. It's tough. That's up top. It would seem like he's in the end zone, but he might have been on that 1-yard line when he grabbed the ball, when he has it.
Well, my argument from an Eagles perspective, they're going to say that as soon as he touches this ball, his momentum is going towards the end zone. He even does a little leap. But what do you think?
They're going to keep that ball on the 1-yard line.
Okay.
I think that he makes the catch, establishes it in the field of play on the 1. And I think the officials got it right.
David Dumas is our replay official. His communicator, Richard Jordan, they're taking a look at this. And it's going to mean a difference of 19 yards if the call is overruled. But if the ruling on the field stands, they'll start at their own 1-yard line.
The more you take a look at it, that play, thinking about where he got possession of it.
Because momentum, he is able to, with momentum, take it into the end zone. It would be a touchback in that instance if it's purely momentum. So my question, you look at the tip as he's about to come up with the ball right there.
That's that momentum.
His momentum is moving back towards the end zone.
I can see your point.
Here's the
After
call.
further review, the pass was not intercepted. He didn't gain possession until he was in the end zone. Therefore, we have a touchback. Please set the game clock to 12:35. Thank you.
So Marvell July, our referee, saying that the call has been overturned and it will be a touchback, and that's key for North Carolina Central. They'll start at their own 20 instead of the 1. And the 5th-year senior, Malcolm Bell, quarterback for the Eagles, brings out their offense.
Probably one of the most underrated quarterbacks in FCS football. You look at the numbers of 16 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. A lot of those interceptions came early. They had a very tough non-conference schedule, but he's played tremendous his senior year, and he's playing his best football of his career right now.
Ramon Simpson is the back, and he has the carry running left, and he's upended at the 23-yard line by Jatarius Pouncey for a 3-yard gain. See a little different style between these offenses, Jay. I think we'll see North Carolina Central feature the run a bit more.
Yeah, and that's the difference in conferences. You know, the Mid-East Athletic Conference, they win football games in the trenches, offensive and defensive line, running first conference. The SWAC, athleticism, speed all over the field with the skill position set.
Swings it out, and that's caught out of the backfield by Simpson, and he'll run for a first down up near the 30. Run out by Guy Stallworth.
Ramon Simpson's been a pleasant surprise for head coach Jerry Mack in North Carolina Central. Didn't play much as a freshman, but this year got inserted into the starting lineup, and all he's done has just been steady Eddie all season long.
Well, first down for the Eagles from their own 30-yard line. High snap, but brought down, handed off. Simpson to give it. This time, he's going to be tackled for a loss of a little bit by Blaine Winston.
And right away, you see Grambling make an adjustment. Look how many black jerseys at the line of scrimmage at the pre-snap. 8 guys surround the football. They are not going to allow North Carolina Central to run the football schematically by winning the number count. They're willing to play man-to-man coverage on the wide receivers to get extra help and run support.
2 receivers to each side. The crossing route is caught short of the line of scrimmage by Levantis Smith. His team leading 41st catch, but he loses a yard on that. And Derek Dixon, number 30, there to bring him down.
Derek Dixon's a transfer from Texas Tech. He's really settled in and brought maturity to this Grambling State defense from that safety position. Great open field tackle.
And a 3rd down and 11 for North Carolina Central on this, their first possession of the game. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. And with the empty backfield on 3rd and long, Bell pressured, stepping up, wants to take off, gets a block, and where he falls forward may have the first down, and with the spot he will at the 40.
Grambling played the perfect defense, but Malcolm Bell was the perfect weapon. That's the danger of having a dual threat quarterback. You can have a great defense, but if you've got an athletic quarterback, make one guy miss. Good job of Malcolm Bell knowing where the first down marker was to pick up the necessary yardage.
On 3rd and 11, a gain of 11, but they may take a look at this to make sure the spot is accurate and a first down.
The previous play is under review. Ruling on the field is a first down.
So while they take another look at this, we will step aside here in Atlanta.
After review, the ruling is the runner was a half yard short. The ball will be placed at the 39-yard line. It will be 4th down and a half-yard line to go.
Welcome back to the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl, part of Capital One Bowl Mania. They looked at the spots, and they are overturning the call on the field and saying the Bell is about a yard short.
The elbow comes down really close to that 40-yard line, really close. Close enough, and you see where the elbow's down. So that's maybe, I thought the original spot was there. They moved it back by a football, and they end up overturning the spot on the field. There's not enough evidence to overturn it by a football. I think North Carolina Central got a bad break.
Well, they've got the offense on the field with Bell, so looking like they're going to go for it from their just beyond their own 39 after the call on the field was overturned. It says they are a little less than a yard short. There's the handoff, and he's hitting the backfield, but has to fight his way for the first down. That almost turned catastrophic for the Eagles. Arquez Cooper had a shot in the backfield to get McClain and missed him. He would have been well short of the first down if they got him on first contact.
And Darrell McClain is back. That should have been a tackle for a loss behind the line of scrimmage by Cooper. But McClain, who is last year's Rookie of the Year in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, is finally playing healthy now, showing you the signs of spectacular football play that he brings to the table. Once he's healthy, he can be a dynamic runner.
So now it is a first down for North Carolina Central from their own 41-yard line. And on first down, Bell forced out again, tumbles forward. We'll wait and see where they spot this before I commit at the 40, just beyond the 43 for a gain of about 3.
And early on, North Carolina Central having trouble protecting Malcolm Bell. This Grambling defensive line has 32 sacks on the season, and you can see why. They're really forcing Malcolm Bell to make quick decisions and flushing him out of the pocket.
Malcolm Bell leading the MEAC this year in total offense. McClain has come out. Like a helmet issue. And Ramon Simpson back in the backfield. 2nd down and 7 for the Eagles. Still their first possession of the game. And the jet sweep dropped by Wilkes, but he picks it back up and is tackled back at the 41 by Samuel Reese.
It seemed like the timing was there. Wilkes, this doesn't really secure the football, looks downfield at a would-be tackler instead of securing the football. North Carolina Central fortunate to recover.
He's very fortunate with that bounce right back to him. See the turnover margin for the year The Eagles have had an issue in that department, -5 on the season. After a loss of 2, back to a 3rd and 9. They rush 4. Screen pass caught by Murphy. Breaks a tackle across midfield. Jason Murphy to the near side. Inside the 30. Tackled at the 27. A late flag comes in as well. A 31-yard run if it stands. A 31-yard catch and run for Jason Murphy.
And that was a fantastic play call by offensive coordinator T.C. Taylor, anticipating the pressure.
After the play, personal foul, defense number 29. The penalty will be enforced half the distance of the goal and an automatic first down.
Now the personal foul on one of the veterans for Grambling State, Guy Stallworth, the senior.
Yeah. They're going to anticipate pressure coming from the Grambling defensive line. This way, you can't throw the ball in here. What do you have to do? Clear it out, get the ball out to the perimeter, allow the playmakers to get the ball, and you see the linemen get upfield. A great job by Murphy of running after the catch to pick up the first down and then some.
Murphy, who was a running back in high school, also will be their Wildcat quarterback at times. So you tack on the penalty after the run. And the Eagles in the red zone, a first down inside the 15. Chased again and brought down is Malcolm Bell. That's Deontay Hatter. And a loss of a couple of yards.
Grambling is intent on controlling the line of scrimmage. Their defensive line is really bringing a physical nature to this game. McCray, Winston, Reese. Right now, North Carolina Central, I think, is surprised at the athleticism Grambling has on the defensive line.
He's showing blitz again, but 11th play of this drive coming up for North Carolina Central after Grambling State turned it over on their first possession. Looking towards the end zone, caught at the 6. With forward progress for Khalil Stinson, wrapped up by Jameel Jackson. A gain of 10.
That's what you have to do. If you're North Carolina Central, if they're going to stack that box and put one extra defender in there, you have to take advantage of one-on-one coverage and beat the matchup and win your battles. Nice recognition by Malcolm Bell.
23rd catch of the year for Stinson, who's a big target, 6 feet 2 inches tall. And Eagles been good in the red zone, scoring over 89% of the time, number 11 in the FCS.
Grambling has the number 1 FCS red zone defense, so
it's the other side of the equation.
Something's got to give.
So a timeout taken by the Eagles with 6:16 left in the first. Georgia Dome for fans, and even some of the Air Force reservists. 6:16 to play, first quarter. North Carolina Central has a 3rd down and 3 from the 6, so they can pick up a first down without scoring. And again, Ramon Simpson is the back. Fake the handoff to him.
Got him.
Wide open, touchdown.
Oh, he dropped it.
And it lost it. Quentin Atkinson.
One of the concerns you have to have if you're a Central fan, would the stage be too big for this team? Biggest game in school history. This is an easy touchdown with a great throw. Atkinson not able to secure the football. In these type of games, you have to have that.
Well, one of the keys that Jerry Mack, the head coach of the Eagles, told us yesterday was, hey, we've got to score touchdowns and not settle for field goals when we get in the red zone. And here they are settling for a field goal when it looked like they had a touchdown. Brandon McLaren, who's got a big leg, 9-12 this year. His longest come from 48. We saw him booming him from 50+ here yesterday at the team workout. And the 23-yard attempt he knocks through to give North Carolina Central a 3-0 lead. 13-play drive, 74 yards, and the Eagles settle for 3.
Take time off the clock, and there will be more opportunities. Don't let this moment get too big. Don't get too nervous. Just relax.
And Quentin Atkinson, Tiffany, one of about a dozen guys on the field today for the Eagles who already have their degree. So congratulations to Quentin on that. Picked up his degree last week. Martez Carter, he's dangerous. Takes it from inside the 5 and just got upended at the 30. And that may have been a touchdown-saving tackle by Ronald Conyers. The North Carolina Central Eagles have only lost twice, and it came to FBS teams. They lost to Duke to start the season, then to Western Michigan. Have won 9 straight since, and they won their 3rd straight MEAC championship this year outright.
First time in a long time has been an undisputed conference champion in the Mideast Athletic Conference. You look at those 2 losses they had early in the season. Hey, that loss to Western Michigan doesn't look that bad. Western Michigan playing in the Cotton Bowl. So Coach Jerry Mack and the Eagles have played phenomenal in this 2016 campaign.
Won it outright this year after a 3-way tie a year ago. Here's a catch at the 33 and across the 35 is Chad Williams. He's a guy that the Eagles are going to have to pay close attention to. 6'2", impressive receiver, a 7-yard gain.
And I love the play call. Quick strike, get the ball to your athletes. Grambling has the breadth of skill position guys. Put the ball in their hands.
And Carter, one of those skill guys, still running inside the 30. Tackled by Jaquel Taylor, a 42-yard run.
This is a great job by Carter, the scat back, who's really come on late in the season. Consecutive 100-yard games. Really showed out in the Bayou Classic. And he's that guy that's got that burst where he's a home run hitter out of the backfield.
Kincaid swings it out to Carter, but incomplete.
And what I really like, offensive coordinator Eric Dooley, if you know that you've got skill position, Carter out of the backfield is a beast. You talked about Chad Williams going to be an NFL player. Just get the ball in their hands. If the offensive line can't settle down, then take it away from them, put the ball on the perimeter, and let the speed and athleticism of your skill guys have an impact on this game.
The Grambling offense was rolling on that first possession, Jay, before really an ill-advised throw. And Kincaid that turned into an interception. Now he's pressured out. Hit, spun around, but stayed on his feet. That was the Grand Harley who knocks him out of bounds at about the 33.
And Central really said, we're going to force Kincaid out of the pocket. We're going to collapse the pocket every time he drops back to pass, and which is rare because normally a defense says we want to contain a running quarterback. They want to get him out of the pocket because they respect his passing ability.
They lost 3 on that last play, so it's 3rd down and 13. And a timeout is called by North Carolina Central, so they use their 2nd already in this first half.
Timeout. North Carolina Central, their 2nd of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Well, coming up tonight at 5:30 Eastern on ESPN, bowl season continues with Appalachian State taking on Toledo in the Raycom Media Camellia Bowl from Montgomery, Alabama. Then at 9 Eastern, Southern Miss and Louisiana Lafayette meet in the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Both games streamed live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Southern Miss's head coach Jay Hobson coached in this game a year ago for Alcorn State. They were beaten by North Carolina A&T.
Yeah, how about the Raging Cajuns? Very competitive season in the Sun Belt. They were able to manage to make it to a bowl game, and it's like they own that game.
Yes.
At New Orleans Bowl, whenever ULL is eligible, they're going to play in it.
Well, after the Eagles timeout, 3rd and 13 for Grambling State from the empty backfield. Kincaid rears back, lets it go, caught, 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal. Chad Williams steps out. Well, they're going to mark him out just outside the 10.
And that's the scary thing about Devontae Kincaid. When you give him time, he can hurt you from the pocket. He and Chad Williams, fantastic combination. Williams, 87 catches during the regular season. Almost 1,300 yards to go along with 11 touchdowns. Big-time talent.
22-yard gain. They put the nose of the football on the 10-yard line, so it is 1st and goal. Here's a handoff. Trying to squeak through Carter. Actually, this time, then Damian Brooks gets the carry for a pickup of 2. Brooks really the number 3 back in that offense.
You're not going to be able to run the football down here in the red zone. Can't see them running the football for a touchdown. I think this is an opportunity when you get one-on-one with Chad Williams, give him a jump ball situation, a fade. There at the top of your screen, if you can utilize that matchup there.
That's a 5'10 cornerback, Nolan Corpening, on the 6'2 receiver, Chad Williams. Keep an eye top of your screen. Guess what? Headed in that direction. Jump ball, and he caught it, but may have been out of bounds.
I told you that kid can play.
Touchdown.
Did I tell you that kid can play or what?
Well, it indeed went to Chad Williams, his 12th touchdown catch of the year.
He was a high school basketball star, and he just elevates, snatches the ball out of the air. Let's see, when does he have control? I don't think that's control yet.
Oh, no.
That
ball's moving.
That
ball was moving.
I mean, look at the ball skills and the hops. It seems like that ball's moving.
Yeah, it hit
not
the
so
ground.
fast, Grambling.
Here's the best angle. Now, if he had hung on to it right there, it's a catch. But it starts to juggle. Then he grabs it out of the air. The left foot's down. But then you see on the way down, that ball hits the ground. That ball moved.
That's coming back.
That should be overturned.
You know,
the previous play is under review. Ruling on the field is a touchdown.
And, you know, the replays slow down games. But I often say, as long as you get it right. I mean, offensive coordinators put in so much time to prepare. And when you have a touchdown situation as a defense, you want to try and stop them. So if they get it right, I don't mind the delays because there's so much that goes into preparation during the week for the course of a football game.
A busy day for our replay official. Already the third review for David Dumas, and
he's trying to secure it there, but it's moving.
There's definitely enough video evidence to overturn that.
Here's the question. Crazier calls now, Mark. You know that.
Yeah, but even if it comes back, from a North Carolina Central perspective, the question becomes, how are you going to stop that all day?
Yeah, it's going to be hard, and then that's where the advantage Grambling. We talk about the best players on the football field. It's Chad Williams. He probably has the best NFL potential coming out. And I like the adjustment that Eric Dooley made. Get the ball to your playmakers as quickly as possible. But Chad Williams will have an impact on this game. And he's showing you his athleticism on display, why NFL scouts think he's a true diamond in the rough.
Back-to-back first-team All-SWAC. One of the vocal leaders. You know, he's a senior, so he was on the 2013 team for Grambling State, the team that only won one game all year, the team that refused to get on the bus to go play a game at Jackson State, what really was the low point for Grambling State football.
It was, and that's why this game is so significant. Many people, last time they heard of Grambling, remember that incident, and now look at where they've come in a short period of time, competing for a national championship, the home of Eddie Robinson University. As you take a good look at offensive coordinator Eric Dooley there, he was recently named the AFCA Assistant Coach of the Year. He's got a bright, promising future there. But it's good for Grambling, for them to be back where they were. You don't want your last image on a national stage to be not going to a game. And he's brought back the roar for the G-men.
Roderick Fobbs, who of course played for Eddie Robinson.
After review,
State.
the receiver did not complete the process of a catch going to the ground. Therefore, it's an incompleted pass, resulting in a third down and goal from the
Coach Fobbs wondering about it, but
Please
that's the correct call.
To 3 minutes, 38 seconds. Thank you.
I hate to say it, Coach Fobbs, that wasn't even close. That was a great use of the technology and cameras here. We were talking about Coach Fobbs and what he's done at Grambling. What a fantastic job. And they always say it takes a Grambling man to raise Grambling men. But they've got a Grambling man.
So it'll be 3rd and goal. That takes away the touchdown catch from Williams, what also would have been his team-leading 90th overall grab of the year. So it's still a 3-0 North Carolina Central lead.
Same matchup up top. Surprised they haven't switched Mike Jones versus one-on-one coverage versus Chad Williams.
A flag at the snap. The pass went to Carter, but it's coming back.
False start. Offense number 9. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's on wide receiver Devon Lindsay, who moved early. So that'll cost him 5 yards. And turns this 3rd and goal into 3rd and goal from the 13.
I still think you remain aggressive and you throw the ball into the end zone.
And the matchup is still the 5'10" Corpening up top with the 6'2" Chad Williams. Let's see if he goes that way. Yep, going right back for a replay of it, and it's batted away. And this time, Corpening wins the battle, and it's 4th down.
Ball slightly underthrown. When you're going to see Williams elevate, but because it's so far behind, he's got to reach completely over the defensive back. Good job of adjusting by Nolan Corpening. Get a hand on that football. Stay tuned. You have a feeling that matchup's going to come into play several more times in this contest.
30-yard attempt for Jonathan Wallace, who got an ankle banged up in the SWAC championship. But he's healthy and able to kick, which is a good thing for Grambling State. And he goes wide left and was partially blocked. And Grambling State comes up with no points.
Yeah, they got a hand on it. You mentioned he had one blocked in the SWAC championship. Consecutive games now for the block. The hold is there, but great penetration. Ball tipped, not really elevated high, but the ball was tipped, and Grambling remains scoreless on the scoreboard.
Tough to see who may have gotten a finger or a hand on that. And it went wide left. And North Carolina Central will take over at their 20 with 3:29 to play in this first quarter. In the 2016 Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl from the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. Quick strike. Levantis Smith to the sideline. Mark him out at about the 23, a gain of 3. Well, going to his leading receiver, Smith. 42nd catch of the year. Second possession for the Eagles. Their first, thought they had a touchdown, but that pass was dropped. They settled for a field goal, which has been the only points to this point. And quarterback draw. Bell hit hard at the 30.
That's their game. Malcolm Bell does a great job with QB draws and when they hold the football, win the ride, the running back, quarterback draw design. No, last game, your senior season, leave it all on the field. He's not going down easily. Takes it to the would-be tackler and picks up the first down.
Pick it up by just a hair. First down from the 30. You see big number 55, Carl Jones, fifth-year senior center. Hand off, runner right, cut upfield, Darrell McClain. Lowers his shoulder, and he's going to have a first down across the 40, a gain of 11.
Are you starting to see North Carolina Central gain control of the line of scrimmage? The offensive line is starting to open up big holes.
Using some tempo, quick pass to the edge, and Khalil Stinson, who's dropped at the 40, close to the 44.
This season, this wide receiver core for North Carolina Central, a little bit underrated, but they've had out-of-body moments. Khalil Stinson probably had one of the best catches in college football all season this year. If you continue to see man-to-man coverage, look for the wide receiver core of North Carolina Central to have an impact on this game.
Eagles looking at a 2nd and 7.
Look at all those black jerseys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
And they drop him back at the 36. It's Blaine Winston, a loss of 5.
Blaine Winston's really done a fantastic job coming over from Louisiana Lafayette from that nose tackle position. You're going to leave him unblocked. He's going to make that tackle for loss in the backfield. 12 tackles behind the line of scrimmage on the season. That goes up to 13. And he's a guy that transferred, but Roderick Fobbs has known him since he was in high school. They're from the same hometown, Monroe, Louisiana. Big play for Grambling.
Also gives Winston 5.5 sacks now on the season. From 3rd down and 12, taking a shot for Levantis Smith. Diving catch, and he hangs on. What a grab by Smith. Good coverage by Dixon, but the catch and throw and the long gainer, and it's a first down for the Eagles near the 25.
Out of body is how they describe the play of their wide receiver core this year. Good job securing the football all the way through to the catch. Fantastic concentration by Levantis Smith, the fastest wide receiver for North Carolina Central.
34-yard gain. It's a first down for North Carolina Central at the Grambling 27.
Trick play.
Jet sweep. He's going to throw it. Smith back to the quarterback, but he underthrew Bell, who had to reach down for it. And after all that, they pick up 7.
Aggressive play calling by North Carolina Central. Stepping on the gas pedal, hurry up, up-tempo offense. Quarterback throwback. Trying to keep the Grambling defense guessing on their heels.
See if they get this playoff before the quarter comes to an end. And they will not. So the only score of the quarter, a 23-yard field goal.
Into the first quarter.
North Carolina's Central kicker on the left, the host for the 2017 HBCU Hall of Fame class.
Royalty. And I felt like I should sit down with him. You talk about this game, how big it is, built on legends. You talk about Billy Joe there on the left, second winningest coach in HBCU history. Then you're talking about Isaiah Robertson right there from Southern. You got Pay Dirt Dickinson, quarterback in Mississippi Valley. Harold Sonny Jackson played 16 years in the National Football League from Jackson State. And that guy on the right, oh, he caused me some headaches. Robert Porcher, the pride of Wando, South Carolina. Good to see the royalty in the house here tonight.
Well, we start the second quarter and a pass completed to Wilkes inside the 15.
And you know what's funny? When you talk to each one of those guys, I said, would you have liked to play in this football game? And they were like, oh, my goodness. Coach Joe said, I wish I could coach in a game this magnitude. All the players, and they're all proud of where HBCU football is. And this is really a culminating moment.
Tell you what, it's back in the day, though, they just came up with the best nicknames. I don't know if they can do that these days. Man, those nicknames are
like my
awesome.
nickname?
Yeah.
Sky.
Yeah, you're Sky Walker. McLean is the back. Eagles trying to add to a 3-0 lead. Hand off. McLean squirts through to about the 12 for a gain of 2.
And Central's being a little bit stubborn right now. When Grambling is showing we're going to load the box and now allow you to run the football, respect that team. Get the ball to your wide receivers on those perimeter bubble screens. There's too many black jerseys in there to have success running the football down in the red zone.
You got Wilkes, Stinson, and Miller, the receivers. You'll see there at the bottom of the screen. Taking a shot, and dangerous. Picked off Diamante Johnson. Who got it? Who caught the football?
Johnson made a jump on the ball. That looked like an interception all the way.
First down, Grambling.
That is a pick for Johnson.
Yeah, watch Johnson make a jump on the ball. Good job trying to come back in the play. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That is not an interception, folks. This ball is moving consistently throughout the catch. It's not secured.
And then David Miller, the receiver, winds up with it at the end.
Well, it's a turnover, so they will review it. See, does he have possession there?
I think he had possession at that point.
That angle looked like he had possession, but I thought we saw another angle where the ball might have been moving, right? Here, ball's moving. We're not going to take a look at this one.
Well, now they are going to take a look at this. Just before the Tigers were about to snap the football. Well, nope. Okay. They're not going to take a look at this. But from that side we saw from the end zone, to me it looked like a clean pick. There's a flag pre-snap.
False start. Offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
William Waddell, the right guard, moves early for the G-men. It'll be a 1st and 15 from the 5. Kincaid, play fake from his own end zone, is going to take a shot towards Hunter, but it overshoots Verlin Hunter at their own 45-yard line.
And once again, North Carolina Central able to move Kincaid off of that spot. His comfort zone in the pocket. He had to slide to his left a little bit. When a quarterback has to drift, you tend to lose accuracy, particularly on a long throw.
Well, after the Eagles' turnover, both teams have had some issues in the red zone today. Only points, a Brandon McLaren 23-yard field goal for North Carolina Central in the first quarter. Kincaid again from his own end zone, too high. That time looking for Damian Brooks.
You see Grambling going with the pistol with 2 backs in the backfield as well, trying to get extra protection for the pass rush. North Carolina Central
Right now, Kincaid is at 2,999 yards of total offense. Passing. Try to go over 3,000 yards here again from his own end zone. But now bumped. And lets it go in the direction of a receiver at the 23-yard line. Dominique Leak went out of bounds.
Yeah, they just can't protect them. They're having trouble. Number 44 seems to always be driving the pile, keeping them in there. Good job of Kincaid just getting rid of that football, avoiding the safety. And what happens, you start looking at the rush instead of looking downfield. They have to find a way to settle him down and make him feel comfortable in the pocket.
Jonathan Wallace to punt out of his own end zone. Mike Jones back at the 46. First punt for Grambling State. And it takes a sideways bounce. And the Tigers are going to have a chance to down that, and will do at the 44. 39-yard punt for Wallace.
You're the first female commander of the Air Force Reserve. Just what's that honor been like for you?
Oh, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. We've just had a great time. I've been in the job 5 months. We've been able to visit a lot of the units, go around and see all of our Air Force reservists. I'll be able to hopefully go down range in the next couple of months. We'll see how that goes and see deployers, see the folks deployed. So it's just been absolutely amazing.
Several of our men and women are able to actually view this game worldwide. But the connection between the Air Force Reserve and the Celebration Bowl, why did you all get involved?
We got involved because it just highlights diversity, and diversity is what makes our armed forces as strong as they are. It's critical that we go out and get the best and the brightest. And we can't do that if we don't get all the diverse folks out there and young people involved in service to the country. So
we thank you so much for your service, and congratulations. Nice job on that coin.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Tiffany, thanks very much, as well as Air Force Lieutenant General Marianne Miller. Malcolm Williams with the sack a few moments ago for Grambling State. So this drive going in the wrong direction for North Carolina Central, back to their own 48-yard line. Here's Bell being chased. Now a flag, a couple of flags, one in the backfield, one downfield at about the 30.
Offense number 55, that penalty is declined, 4th down.
Samuel Reese, defensive lineman there in pursuit of the quarterback Bell. Now that obviously is the holding penalty in the backfield. I'm curious about the flag, though, that was at the 30 that hasn't been addressed.
This goes against Grambling. It would be offsetting penalties.
Correction. That's fouls by both teams. Holding. Defense number 30. Holding. Offense number 55. Penalties offset. Replay 3rd down.
So the offensive hold on the center, Carl Jones of North Carolina Central. The defensive holding on Derek Dixon, defensive back of Grambling State. And we will replay the down.
And if you're a North Carolina Central, you have to realize Grambling's applying pressure. We saw Malcolm Williams make the big sack from his linebacker position. They're blitzing the linebacker, so they're really starting to bring an extra guy to take Malcolm Bell out of his comfort zone.
3rd down at 18 once again for North Carolina Central. All at their own 48. 3 receivers up top to the short side. Bell having a roll out right, throws on the move, deflected, almost picked off the hands of Jason Murphy, the intended receiver. And then that was Diamante Johnson, who almost came up with a 2nd interception today. 4th down, and the Eagles to punt. And that's a big stand right there.
Huge stand by the defense for Grambling. Central started off the drive with great field position on the 44-yard line, and now they're punting, trying to maintain the battlefield position.
Nathaniel Tilkey punting, first punt of the day for North Carolina Central after Grambling State punted on their last possession, their first punt. That hit a defender, or hit somewhere and bounced towards the goal line. I think it hit off somebody's helmet.
Yeah, the ball hit on the 10 or 11-yard line. So
hit Conyers, I think, right in the helmet of North Carolina Central. I think that's where the ball should be downed at about the 14 or 11-yard line. We'll see where they spot this, but that's going to still early in this second quarter. Here's the punt, and you obviously see it hit the helmet at about the 17 of Conyers, which is where the ball should be spotted.
Yeah, take a good look. He's right here. You see him, and when ball makes contact, the ball should be dead right there. It should be Graham the ball on the 17, 18-yard line. Instead, they get it on the 11. And in a game where field position and it's becoming a premium, 7, 8 yards make a difference in this type of football game.
Martez Carter on that carry just for a yard or so. You see the average starting field position for Grambling State, their own 16, and again this drive at the 11. Give it back to Carter, a spin move, but right into the arms of Reggie Hunter, who tackles him at the 15 for a gain of 3.
Carter shows you flashes of being spectacular. I mean, that was a fantastic run, but it just shows you how tough it is to gain yards right now versus North Carolina Central when he has to put that type of effort just for a 2 or 3 yard carry.
So third down at 6. 2 of 4 on third down today are the Tigers. The motion comes Leak. The pass is caught at the 20. It's real close to the marker for Jordan Jones.
That spot's going to give him just enough yardage for the first down. And that was good recognition by Devontae Kincaid. When you've got man-to-man coverage, you've got an athletic tight end like Jordan Jones, picks up the necessary yardage, accurate throw, keep the drive alive.
With that completion, Kincaid goes over 3,000 passing yards on the season at 3,005. And on first down, he's going to take off with it. And gets upended. The open field tackle at the 26 by Ronald Conyers, who's the player that had the punt hit his helmet a short time ago, and a gain of 5.
That was a great open field tackle by Conyers. We talked about the athleticism of Kincaid. This play could have had big damage. Conyers doesn't make that tackle in the open field, but you're starting to see Devontae Kincaid get comfortable throwing the football and also running the football as well. That's what makes him an explosive dual threat quarterback.
Pulls it out of the belly of Carter, but then adds a defender right in his face. That was Hunter. Now he takes off with it. And up to the 35-yard line, tripped up by Jaquel Taylor in a run of 7 yards for the quarterback.
The defensive coordinator's nightmare, a quarterback that can run. They snip out this play beautifully, but not able to make the tackle in the backfield. And Devontae Kincaid's going to hurt you when you miss the tackle in the backfield. First down, Grambling.
From the Tigers' 34-yard line. Atlanta and a close to
Offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty. Still first.
Fourth penalty of the game against Grambling for 29 yards. On North Carolina Central season. The hands. Receiver.
Into the big time. I mean, he threw all the way across the field on an out route. Take a look where he is. This ball steps into it. Not too many kids in college football can make that throw with that much velocity.
90th catch of the year for Williams, who thought he had his 90th earlier on a touchdown, but that was called back on replay. Now Kincaid will run using his legs and gallop for the first down up near the 45-yard line. He's run out by Jeremy Miles.
Picked up the first down, but they are really making Kincaid work for it. Not able to get receivers open downfield, and had it not been for his mobility running the football, this Grambling offense would be dormant. Give credit to Central secondary, but Devontae Kincaid has been the guy making it happen for the G-men.
And they have a first down from their own 46. Kincaid does hand it off this time, and Carter is slung down by Reggie Hunter, the linebacker. A loss of a yard.
Hunter, the former walk-on, has really emerged into a fantastic football player. Leading tackler during the regular season. 4 interceptions as well. Diamond in the rough found in Durham. And they got Reggie Hunter to walk on.
Yeah, so he played a lot of special teams early in his career as a walk-on. They called him the special teams assassin, was his nickname. Now he's a starter at linebacker. Kincaid swings it out to Carter. Carter gets a block on the edge, and he runs for the first down. Up near the 40-yard line, tackled by Mike Jones, and a 15-yard run for the speedy Martez Carter.
If we can't run him in between the tackles, give him the ball on the perimeter. This is just like an extended toss sweep, and Martez Carter showing you why he's one of the best edge-of-your-seat type runners. Every time he gets the ball in his hands, get on the edge of your seat, you just have a feeling something big can happen.
Got a nice block from Verlin Hunter, the wide receiver on the edge. Helps spring him for that run. 11th play of this drive, which began at their own 11. And a shot there, and a hit made after the catch, and it's hung on to by Dominique Leake. And the lick was put on by Devontae Reynolds, a 13-yard gain.
Yeah, they tried to fake the slip screen and then double move, and that's just football right there. Nice catch. Nice hit.
Clean hit.
Clean hit. That's football.
He picks up the catch. His 32nd of the year. And his first of today. Reynolds has really become an issue here for Grambling State.
False start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And that's their 5th penalty of the game. 2nd false start on this drive. But they have been able to overcome that.
You know, and that happens when you've got a D-line that's applying pressure. Offensive linemen like to get a head start on the snap count. Look at those numbers. 28, 44, 50, and 17 on the D-line.
Kincaid pressured, retreats now all the way back at midfield. Will step out of bounds.
Mistake.
Instead of throwing that away, back near the 40. And that's going to be a loss of 7.
Yeah, big mistake by Kincaid. Probably lost his whereabouts on the football field because he was scrambling so much, didn't realize how far back he had to retreat. Seemed like at the end of that scramble, he had time to just throw the ball away. Instead, steps out of bounds and loses yardage.
He loses 7, so it's spotted back at the Eagles' 39, where it's 2nd down and 21. Give to Martez Carter. He is wrapped up by Lee Harley.
Thought he was going to break that, didn't he?
I did.
You see a guy, when he gets it, you just have a feeling something big is always going to happen.
A nice tackle by the 5th-year senior, LeGrand Harley, to stop Carter that time. Third and long.
You notice a change at the top of your screen. Number 1, Mike Jones is now matched up one-on-one versus Chad Williams. Putting the 2 athletes on each other, the 2 future NFL players.
Kincaid doesn't go in his direction. He goes in the direction of Hunter, who loses it at the goal line.
Oh, wow.
It looked like Verlin Hunter had it for a moment. Alden McClellan, number 32, on the coverage.
Yeah, Verlin Hunter, the senior, Seems to not be able to pull it in. That was a great job by McClellan. Again, just rakes that ball out of there. Dislodges the football. Huge play by Alden McClellan.
But it's a 4th and 14, and they're in that spot in the field here, Jay, where they're going to go for it from the 32. Kincaid flushed out again, and he's sacked. He'll turn it over on downs back at the 44. Frederick Henry Ajuda with the sack and a loss of 12.
Can't protect him. The pressure's getting to him. Kincaid's an athlete. Not that good. Sack. Central ball. Protected Devontae Kincaid. And as poorly as Grambling's played in this first half, it's a 3-0 ball game. Their defense has really kept them in this game until the offense finds its rhythm.
Khalil Stinson bounces off a would-be tackler and advances all the way inside the 40 of Grambling. First down.
That out-of-body season continues for the wide receiver core of North Carolina Central. This is supposed to be a tackle right here. Keeps his balance, picks up some more yardage.
Performing. And hey, halftime's right around the corner, Jay. They're getting ready. Quarterback draw for Bell. Collides off a tackler, then stapled down at the 18. Jamel Jackson and a couple of late flags come flying in after a 12-yard run.
And that was a huge play. I mean, by Malcolm Bell picking up the first down after getting hit behind the line of scrimmage ensures pretty much that Central's going to keep the ball the remainder of this half. Some flags come out at the end of the play, but it was a great individual effort by the senior quarterback from Richmond, Virginia.
And the Eagles walking back. This is looking like the first penalty of the game against North Carolina Central.
Well, if it's dead ball that came after, they still will get the first down, but they'll just lose some field position. And Nick Lever, number 75, just a freshman from Concord, North Carolina. You got to calm down, big fella. Stop all that talking.
After the play, personal foul, offense number 75. After the play, personal foul, defense number 99. They're all set. Result of the play is a first down.
And after all that, it'll be where the play ended after the personal foul against Nick Leverett and then Blaine Winston.
Well, look, that's a hit behind the line of scrimmage, but he runs through it. And is Malcolm Bell playing like you want your senior quarterback to play?
Oh, you bet.
Running the football, extra effort, and standing around the pile. Oh, man. A little flop action, but it's always a second person getting caught, Mark. When these youngsters are going to learn that.
It is a first down for North Carolina Central at the quick throw incomplete at the 5. An attempt by Khalil Stinson. It was covered by Joseph McWilliams. We're coming up on the Buick halftime report. Stan Verrett, Danny Cannell, Joey Galloway will get you up to speed on everything going on.
Can I say this? You know, Stan's an HBCU guy. He's a Howard guy.
Yes.
Right. Anybody that likes watching bands, you have to watch halftime. Watching the footage of the band by Sky Camera,
going to be
which I've never seen
awesome.
before. It's like 3D. It's awesome. You capture it all. I'm looking forward. I'm not watching the monitor. I'm not even going to watch the bands on the field.
And 2nd and 10, trying to get away is Simpson, but cannot from the embrace of Blaine Winston. Just a gain of a yard. Clock running, just over 2 minutes to go. 1 timeout for the Eagles.
And I think you have to be aware of the clock right now. You don't want to be in a hurry. You do not want to allow this explosive Grambling offense to possibly get the football back with any time on the clock.
The Eagles 3 of 6 on 3rd down, looking at a 3rd down and 9.
They like to run Malcolm Bell in these situations. Would not be surprised to see them possibly do some type of zone read play here.
Bell looking far side towards the pylon, incomplete in the direction of Levonta Smith, who had Derek Dixon covering him.
You know what they say, numbers never lie? Grambling, #1 red zone defense in FCS football. North Carolina Central, 2 trips to the red zone, 2 field goal attempts. Tiger defense has really come to play today.
Brandon McLaren hit from 23 yards at the 6:05 mark of the first quarter for what's been the game's only points. This will be a
goal attempt. Punt block here will really change momentum.
good snap, good hole, but he hits it left and missed it. Might have slipped a little bit. He wound up on his backside, McLaren, after the kick. And then a little scrum at the end. There's some pushing and shoving going on.
Oh, the flag. I thought I saw a punch come from number 54, Terrence Wells. And if that was a punch where I saw the flag, he'd be ejected. He's the starting left guard. That could be huge. This could be a huge conversation, discussion they're having down on the field.
Right now, it looks like North Carolina Central 3 red zone trips today and only 3 points to show for it.
Yeah, but if he got caught throwing a punch, which I thought I saw when the flag come out.
After the play, personal foul, kicking team number 54, 15-yard penalty, first down Grambling.
Well, he's fortunate that's all it is. Because you're looking at a redshirt freshman, Jalen Barrington, as his backup at left guard.
So he's in the middle of it, and then right there. Well, I'm glad they didn't call that a punch. Good. Let him sell it on the field. Let him sell it on the field. Give him a flag. Don't call the punch for the ejection. But Terrence Wells dodged the bullet there in that situation.
Getting an earful on the sideline. So the Eagles come up empty. It stays a 3-0 game, and Grambling State will have a chance to pick up some points.
Yeah, Central did not close out the first half, and now Grambling with an opportunity to tie or take the lead.
And 2 timeouts, running on first down, and Justin Kelly wrapped up by Freddie Henry Ajuda, who had the sack on Kincaid the last possession.
It seems like we've been calling the name of Ajuda and Stanbeck and Jaquan Smith all game long. That defensive line continuing to do damage versus Grambling offensive line in the first half.
Under a minute to go here in this first half. Kincaid having to roll out. Throws on the move and found his target at midfield. First down, Verlin Hunter.
And how frustrating it must be. Great coverage by the secondary, but you can't ask your secondary to cover for this long a period of time. Kincaid throws across his body. Verlin Hunter with the big catch.
18-yard gain. Stop the clock to move the chains. First down at the 49 of the Eagles. In trouble again, rolling out. Kincaid comes to the near side and drop a little low throw to Hunter that time. Incomplete. And it'll stop the clock with 35 seconds left.
Kincaid is toying with this defensive line. They're getting to him, but they can't get him down. Frustrating must be for the defense, but it will make Kincaid special.
SWAC Offensive Player of the Year, just 8 of 19, the 1 pick which came on their first possession of the game.
And Grambling fans know this. They've been shut out so far. They were shut out in the SWAC championship and dominate the second half in order to play here in the Celebration Bowl. When they get it going, points come in bunches.
And they were down 17-0 at the half of the SWAC championship in Houston to Alcorn State, wound up winning 27-20. Kincaid has plenty of time this time, but throws dangerous and should have been picked off. A sliding attempt by Jeremy Miles, who almost came up with that.
They gave him the time this time and trying to force the ball in there. Good job by Jeremy Miles undercutting the route. Kincaid lost sight of him. Miles almost makes the interception.
And instead, 3rd and 10 for the G-men from the 49. And a flag pre-snap.
Another timeout call, possibly before.
I think North Carolina Central may have 12 men on the field.
There's no foul by illegal substitution by the defense. Timeout, North Carolina Central. The third and final timeout of the half. Full timeout.
So they avoid the penalty. They called the timeout and used their final timeout. Coming up Saturday, December 31st, the college football playoff semifinals on ESPN. First at 3 Eastern from right here at the Georgia Dome, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Number 4 Washington taking on top-ranked Alabama. Then it's 7 Eastern. Number 3 Ohio State and number 2 ranked Clemson in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. Both games streamed live on the ESPN app. And watch ESPN.
Well, Marcus, a recurring theme. We're talking about it here. Well, you can't talk Alabama without talking about defense, particularly the defensive line. The front four gets it done for Alabama, the Crimson Tide. You want to win a championship? Have some defensive linemen. You got a good chance at having success. Nick Saban has the recipe. Can anybody solve the riddle, which is Alabama's defense?
Alabama's attempt to repeat as champs will begin right here on this very field. In the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, December 31st. All right, for the G-men, 3rd down and 10. Kincaid, you see the numbers on 3rd down. They send in motion Dominic Leak. Kincaid fires to the near side. Coming back is Lindsey to make the catch. A sliding pickup at about the 42.
It'll be interesting here, a little game of chess. Do you call timeout now if you're Grambling? It is 4th down. If you don't get it, you're going to give the ball back to Central.
And they will use a timeout. The Tigers will, with 17 seconds left.
And, you know, you get a good look there at Broderick Fobbs. And I don't think you can talk enough about the job that he's done down in Grambling, Louisiana. 3rd year coaching there, and he's playing for a national championship in a town that has gotten accustomed to national championships.
Well, is it fair, Jay, though, when you talk about HBCU football history, to equate Grambling State to the New York Yankees?
Oh, no question about it. There's no question about it. And I thought North Carolina Central, how do you adapt to play in the G? You know, when I played at Howard, we won the national championship, but Grambling was always on our mind. It's still, it's America's most famous HBCU program for a reason, rightfully so. So Central's done a good job of responding to the G, what they call the G-men. But Grambling, when you come in, you not only have to beat them on the field, you've got to beat the tradition. You've got to beat Eddie Robinson's legacy. All the names like Doug Williams and the Jake Reeds of the world and Willie Browns, all those Hall of Famers that have come from Grambling State University. And they're all watching today, I promise you that.
This is a 4th down and 4 from the 43 of the Eagles. So they're going to punt it. With Jones back. And that ball keeps bouncing. The clock keeps ticking.
And that was the right decision to punt the football in that situation. I know emotionally you want to give your team that spark, put some points on the board before the half, keep the drive going. But what you really have to do is not allow North Carolina Central to get the ball back with that type of field position.
Well, the only points of this half, Brandon McLaren's 23-yard field goal of the first quarter, but Grambling's had some chances. Tried to tie pick. Was that a pick or was it not? It was called an interception. And then that went wide left. Here, Jay, are probably thinking it's not as bad as it looks.
Yeah, if you settle down and play, there have been some opportunities there. Think about Carolina Central opening drive. Quentin Atkinson holds on to the football. It would have been a surefire down. Instead, they had to settle 3 points. I think both teams have felt each other out in the second half. Well, they're going to come
for North Carolina Central over Grambling State here.
Defense is getting on the quarterback.
Yeah, we are, but we still have to tackle better. We got to tackle better, and then we got to settle down and get away from all the extracurricular activity.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Coach Fobbs, Tiffany, thanks very much. That short kick taken at the 15 by Mike Jones, and he'll advance it about 5 yards to the 20. So that's where the Eagles will begin half number 2. Again, the only points of the game, a Brandon McLaren 23-yard field goal with 6:05 left in the first quarter.
And Grambling fans, they're used to this. But Grambling's the only team in the country that has trailed in 3 games this season by more than 17 points and come back to 1. They've won all 3 of them. So they're used to this. But North Carolina Central, think how many opportunities they had to make it a 10-0 lead. They just haven't done it. So Central got to be wary if you're a fan of North Carolina Central. Grambling, they're like, hey, this is Grambling football. It's what we do.
Some of the numbers for Grambling State, those comebacks against Prairie View A&M, Texas Southern, and Alcorn State in the SWAC championship. And just a 3-0 deficit for them here. And McLean trying to stretch it out to the edge, but he's run down for a loss by Blaine Winston and Malcolm Williams.
I just don't think when Grambling has 3 defensive linemen, you have to run at them. You don't run sideways versus a 3-4 look or that 3-3. If you're going to win battle, control the line of scrimmage, then you move straight ahead. I wouldn't run McLean sideways.
North Carolina Central averaging only 1.9 yards per rushing attempt so far today. Bell pulls it back down. He will run. He's upended at the 20 by Malcolm Williams. So he picked up the 2 that was lost on the previous play, and it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Really starting to like the job that Grambling is doing in bottling up Malcolm Bell. He's a really good runner, but he's having to fight hard for every yard. No easy running lanes for the Eagles.
Central 3 of 7 on 3rd down in the first half. Bell looks across the middle, and that catch made by Wilkes. Tried the stiff arm, but is only able to advance to the 25 for a gain of 3, and it'll be 4th down at a quick 3 and out for North Carolina Central on their first possession of the second half.
Yeah, solid defense by Grambling. Force him to throw the ball short, come up and make an open field tackle, prevent them from getting the first down. North Carolina Central comes out to start the second half with a 3 and out.
Nathaniel Tilkey on to punt. And Martez Carter, got to keep an eye on him. He's back to receive at his own 34-yard line. It's the line drive at the 32, but then is swarmed under by 4 or 5 white shirts there for North Carolina Central. A 43-yard punt with no return. Tigers held scoreless in the first half for the 2nd straight game. They were shut out in the first half of the SWAC championship game in Houston. They were down 17-0 in that game, came back and won.
Yeah, how many points they scored in the second half?
27. 27 to 20. Outscored Alcorn State 27-3 in the second half.
And they started off a little sluggish in that second half, and then when they got it going in the 3rd quarter, midway through, they put a lot of points on the board. So it's key to see when they can get it going and get it off.
Give it to the big back, Justin Kelly, who bounced off a couple of tacklers up to the 37-yard line and picks up 7 on first down. It was Antonio Brown that finally brought him down. Justin Kelly is the 5'11", 240-pound back to counter the 5'8", 175 Martez Carter.
Thunder and lightning. He's the thunder. Carter's the lightning.
In motion comes Leak. Handed off Kelly. I'll tell you what, when he's coming downhill like that with 240 pounds, that's hard to stop. It's enough for a first down and a gain of 5. It was Reggie Hunter, number 52, had the job of bringing him down.
Yeah, maybe we see one of the halftime adjustments by Grambling State. They like to throw the football in order to set up the run. Well, second half, they go with their big power back. Say, we're having trouble controlling the line of scrimmage. Let's go with our bruiser, Justin Kelly. Consecutive runs, picks up the first down.
Right back to him, finds a crease. That's a 10-yard run. Reggie Hunter undercut him.
And I like the play selection. You're going to see him get the guard coming around to pull. He follows the pulling guard, big number 74, Justin Miller, from that tackle position. Don't get cute. Keep running the football right now if you're Grambling. Make them show they can stop Justin Kelly. Running
behind Justin Miller, who's been first team all SWAC the last couple of years. The catch by Leak, then by he was trying to sidestep Porpening and stepped out of bounds, a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, but you wonder why throw the ball. Your running backs starting to average 6.5 yards per carry. Feed Justin Kelly the ball. Make North Carolina Central prove that they can stop him running.
And they do give it back to Kelly. He's up near the 40. He'll be just about 2.5 yards from the first down.
Yep. But taking a toll, taking it to the defense of North Carolina Central, putting them on their heels. I will continue to go back to Justin Kelly.
See what the call is on 3rd down and 3. First possession of the second half for Grambling State. Play fake, rolling out. And he's going to have room to run for the first down and step out at about the 32, pushed down by Jaquel Taylor. And they didn't give it to Kelly. They were looking to possibly throw downfield in the direction of Williams, but the quarterback runs for 8 and a first.
And one thing I've noticed about Devontae Kincaid, we talk about Chad Williams being one of the better players on the field. Kincaid is the fastest guy on the field from that quarterback position. He can outrun every single defender for North Carolina Central, it seems like.
Look at the top of the screen. That's Mike Jones coming up. A little more press coverage on Chad Williams. And part of the first half, we saw Corpening covering him, but they've given that duty to Jones. And here's Kelly trying to bounce off tacklers, but he is finally stopped by Devontae Reynolds and a couple of teammates with the Eagles. He's running hard right now, man.
He's running hard. That was a collision, and we'll give Central credit. They proved they can slow down Justin Kelly. But in doing so, they had to bring an extra linebacker close to the line of scrimmage. And it doesn't get any easier when they sneak in Martez Carter in the backfield, number 4.
Lightning comes in for Thunder. 7 plays on this drive, Jay. 6 of them have been rushing plays. 2nd down and 9. And we'll give to Carter. Martez Carter inside the 10. And there goes the Lightning. Touchdown, G-Man. 32-yard run.
You heard the thunder, and now lightning strikes as Grambling grabs the lead here in the second half. You see there, doesn't need a lot of room, small, scat back, edge of your seat type runner. Oh yeah, he knocks it out the park. Did you see Dominic Leake take a look at the ball as it left the ballpark?
Didn't need a lot of room, but he got a lot of room off that left side. Wallace with the point after is good. And Grambling is on the board. 8 plays, 70-yard drive, Jay, and 66 of those yards come on the ground. The last 30 plus for the touchdown for Carter.
North Carolina Central, you have to be thinking, uh-oh, here come the SWAC champs. Grambling, impressive drive to start off the second half.
Short kick, Mike Jones takes it from the 10. Is hit at the 25. There's a spin move and is brought down there.
Is this the most important drive of the game for North Carolina Central?
Absolutely. They went 3 and out on the first possession of the second half. And that allowed Grambling to take the football after the punt, march down the field, and score for the first time.
You have to be thinking, okay, Grambling got a little momentum. They made that drive look easy offensively. We need to score some points in order to keep up with the Tigers.
Bell began hitting 7 of his first 8 through the air, but since then just 4 of 8. For a combined 11 for 1,620 yards. Throwing on first down, and a diving attempt, and the catch is made by Stinson, but having to lay out no yards after the catch and only picks up 2.
And I'm starting to see Malcolm Bell look at the rush. The pressure from Grambling is starting to get to Malcolm Bell a little bit. That was an easy throw to make from a quarterback perspective. If you hit him in stride, he picks up a lot of yards after catch. Inaccurate throw, you have to settle for just a 2-yard completion.
Takes the handoff to Simpson. He'll take it himself here to the near side, but knocked down at the 29 for a gain of 2 by Guy Stallworth.
Well, that's Guy Stallworth. You like when your coaches describe a guy like Stallworth? What does he do well? He likes to mix it up. Likes to run and likes to hit. Ball hawk for the Tigers.
Well, we asked the head coach of the Eagles, Jerry Mack, who do you have to keep an eye on the defensive side for Grambling. He mentioned Guy Stallworth. He said that's a guy we got to keep an eye on. Empty backfield on 3rd and 6.
When you have this much field open, you have to find one of these wide receivers in the slot. Man-to-man coverage, they have to make a play. Beat your man off the line.
And Murphy and Atkinson up top. They come to the near side, and Stinson will be stopped about 3 yards short of the first down by Arquez Cooper.
And North Carolina Central, consecutive drives starting the second half, consecutive 3 plays and punt the football. Warning sign.
Nathaniel Tilkey on to punt once again. And guess who's out to receive this punt? Martez Carter. Got a 32-yard touchdown run on the last possession for the G-men. Good punt from Tilkey. That's going to go over the head of Carter, take a bounce, a Grambling bounce back towards the 25, where it's down at the 26. So a 41-yard punt.
It's a bowl atmosphere. Big-time bowl atmosphere, big-time game, and it's all about the community as well.
Martez Carter, look at those moves. Ridden down by Alden McClellan, a 12-yard gain, about as exciting a 12-yard gain you're going to see.
And just the ability to change directions in a small space. You see the jukes, making tackles miss. I know North Carolina Central faced Tariq Cohen and did a good job of bottling him up. Martez Carter brings a lot of that same ability and may have slightly more power than Cohen. He's becoming an impact player in this game.
Well, we saw it on their previous possession, Jay, which the Tigers scored a touchdown. We see it to start to this possession. They're starting to rely more on that ground game. Keep it on the ground to Carter, who's able to get away in the backfield. Trying to get a block from Kincaid, makes a spin move, and then he's hit from behind by Antonio Brown. All of that for a 2-yard gain, and Jeremy Miles had a chance to get him for about a 5 or 6 yard loss initially.
Yeah, they blitzed the linebacker Miles from his linebacker position, misses the tackle. The power of Carter and the strength to persevere, and what an exciting 2-yard run from Martez Carter. That hurts when you bring your middle linebacker in on a blitz. He doesn't make the tackle, and you still can't bring down the ball carrier. Disappointing.
That's LeGrand Harley, who's slow getting up for North Carolina Central.
He's one of the leaders on that linebacker core for North Carolina Central.
Second team All MEAC this year. Justin Kelly now in. 2nd down and 8 for the G-men. Kincaid will roll it out. Now he'll use his feet to run out of bounds right near the line of scrimmage at the 39 for no gain. This is a team, though, that really based on offensive coordinator Eric Dooley, their pass sets up the other parts of the offense, and right now it's kind of going back the other way. Runs setting up an occasional pass.
Going with an empty backfield, 5 wide receivers, and they sneak in. Jordan Jones, a tight end, the end man on the line of scrimmage. He's a threat in the passing game.
Here's the 2nd passing attempt of the half, and a reach by Leak incomplete up near the 35 of the Eagles. So that's 12 plays they've run here in this half. 10 of them running plays, and it's 4th down.
And when they kind of got away from the run, the drive started to fall apart. Kincaid, they gave him a run pass option. He ran out of bounds and really picked up a lot of yards. Chess match going on down there between the coordinators.
We saw Carter, 8 rushes, 91 yards, and a touchdown for him. Jonathan Wallace punting for the Tigers with Mike Jones, an explosive player back at the 25 for the Eagles. Come after it, but he gets it away. A high kick, a fair catch called for and taken at the 30 by Mike Jones. So a 30-yard punt with no return. When we come back to Atlanta, time for getting
evaluative talent. So I'm just glad to be a part. That's a great group and a lot of great players.
Now, you had an opportunity to play under Coach Eddie Robinson, terrific coach in the late 60s. What was it like to play under his regime?
Oh, he was the best. You know, he was a guy that was committed to winning, had a great will to win. But he also had a passion for his players graduating.
Well, Arquez Cooper knocks the ball out of the hands of Bell. Malcolm Williams recovers it, and Grambling will take over.
Then you're going to see the penetration. Arquez Cooper, who's been the go-to guy for that defensive line, for that linebacker position. 17.5 tackles for a loss. Maybe none more important than that strip fumble right there. And Grambling with an opportunity to increase its lead with possession of the ball.
Hey, Tiffany, let Shaq know that with a late change, he is number 5 on the list, according to Jay.
Yes, you see, that was my bad, Shaq. You were actually number 5 on the list, so you did make the cut. So that's got to make you feel a little bit better, right?
I moved up.
just that quickly. And in terms of Grambling State and just the resurgence you've seen under Coach Fobbs, just how proud of you of where this program has come from and where it's going back to?
We're proud of the job that Coach Fobbs and his staff has done, you know, and also the professionalism that our players they're representing Grambling in a positive way, and he also is concerned about them graduating. So we're happy what the football program is today.
One of the hallmarks of Coach Eddie Robinson. Lastly, the Black College Football Hall of Fame has been around for 8 years. You, along with Doug Williams, a co-founder, but some big news coming out for you all.
Well, we're fortunate to have an opportunity to be a part of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. David Bacon and Joe Horrigan had the vision to give us that opportunity, and that gives us an opportunity to protect the history and tradition of so many outstanding contributors who made a difference in the game of football.
Lastly, Coach Fobbs says the Grambling State Tigers football program isn't back yet. In your opinion, is it back?
Well, we're in this bowl, and that's good. Our mission right now is to complete this game and finish it. But we're happy with our program.
All right, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Shaq, Tiffany, thanks very much. There's the quote she's referring to from head coach Broderick Fobbs. Wouldn't say we're back. We're on the way back. There was a time when we'd go to the White House, visit the president. So we're getting there. But even if they win this game, he says they're not all the way back. Well, after a personal foul penalty, it's a first down for the Tigers.
And I like what Broderick Fobbs says. You know, when you talk about Grambling State football, you know, they have a bar that's been the highest that's ever been set for any HBCU university. And the fact is, you know, they used to go to Japan. They met presidents on an annual basis. So he says we're not going to change our level of expectation for Grambling football. Grambling will be back when we're a household name again, and everybody wants to see Grambling play football.
Good look from Skycam there. They got Kelly, Carter, and Brooks. 3 backs all on the field, but Jaquan Smith, number 50, comes across the line of scrimmage early.
Ball start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty.
After Waddell
Still second
early
down.
on the O-line. The legendary Eddie Robinson, 9 HBCU national titles, 55 years as the head coach. Passed away in 2007. Doug Williams, the way to Broderick Fobbs, who inherited a team that had won only twice the previous 2 seasons before he got there. And off to Carter, looking around to find a crease there. He gets about a half a yard. Third down coming up. But I'm sure there are some Grambling fans, though, who are wondering why Jay didn't put Doug Williams first. But
yeah,
it's debatable.
I wrestled that for a big most of the night. But when you talk about Steve McNair, almost won the Heisman Trophy, first-round draft pick. Doug has the Super Bowl, which, you know, changed quarterback play forever. But McNair, I think he just has to get it because he was a yard away from winning the Super Bowl, and he still holds records on the FCS level.
As you said, finished third in a Heisman voting. Well, third down. They can get a first down without scoring. Kincaid's going to use his legs. He will. Avoids a tackler. Gets inside the 10 and stopped at the 9. Well short of the line to gain by Jaquel Taylor. Just a gain of 3.
And they are just really having trouble catching Devontae Kincaid. And that's a good sign from your quarterback. You know, you want to respect his arm, but when you have to worry about his legs as well, you really keep the defense on their heels.
It's Dominic Leake, senior receiver for Grambling State, having that right ankle area looked at.
Leak, he's the racehorse. Averages almost 18 yards per catch for Grambling. Those thoroughbreds need those ankles. Hope it's nothing serious.
Well, tonight at 5:30 Eastern on ESPN, bowl season continues with Appalachian State and Toledo in the Raycom Media Camellia Bowl from Montgomery, Alabama. And then at 9 Eastern, Southern Miss, Louisiana Lafayette in the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Both games streamed live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN.
How about Appalachian State? A lot of people thought after they almost beat Tennessee to start the season, they'd run away with the Sun Belt Conference. Not so fast. Good program there. They made a smooth transition from FCS football to becoming a perennial bowl team on the FBS level.
Dominic Leak gingerly walking off the field. Grambling State going to set up for a field goal attempt from Jonathan Wallace. Wallace had an attempt earlier in this game in the first half. From 26, it was partially blocked and went wide left.
Yeah, I thought the kick came off a little bit low, so I think the key is going to be getting this ball up in the air in a hurry. Should be a chip shot.
Looking at a 26-yard attempt. And Jonathan Wallace. Well, the hold of Trayvon Cherry. Up the left hash. He missed from 34, and this time knocks it through from 26 to make it 10-3. While we have a moment, let's check in with the studio and Stan Verrett. So Northern Illinois, you can stand down and you will not have to go to San Diego to replace the Gophers. A 10-3 Grambling State lead after a short 4-play drive. Take advantage of the turnover and turn it into 3 points. Now coming up Friday, December 30th, it's the Capital One Orange Bowl on ESPN. Jim Harbaugh and 6th-ranked Michigan taking on number 11 Florida State and Dalvin Cook. Grilled Peppers and Dalvin Cook set to go at it. And that Capital One Orange Bowl December 30th, 8 Eastern on ESPN, and also streaming live on the ESPN app. And watch ESPN. Another big drive going to come up here for North Carolina Central, who have had 2 3-and-outs to begin the second half and watched a 3-0 halftime lead disappear. It's the up man, Evans. Flips out of bounds just shy of the 45 with Mario Evans. And that is the kicker, Jonathan Wallace, who injured an ankle in the SWAC championship game just over a week ago.
He couldn't finish the game. They had to go to a backup kicker. Wonder if he just re-aggravated something on that kick. Oh, interesting.
Well, as you mentioned, last week they had to go to Abubakar Kante to kick. And that was met with some mixed results, so they would miss Wallace if he's unable to continue.
Yeah,
he's being helped
that
off the
doesn't
field.
look good either.
Well, this is for the HBCU National Championship, and this is a big drive coming up right now for the Eagles.
It is for North Carolina Central. Their defense has played outstanding, kept them in this game, but the offense has just disappeared. They're on flat tires right now. Give credit to that Grambling defense, but I think right now in this series coming up, North Carolina Central can determine how bad they want this HBCU National Championship.
How do they approach this drive right here? Is it more Simpson and McClain or in the air?
Simplify your offense, get the ball to your best players. And I still think Malcolm Bell running the football is a threat for North Carolina Central.
First drive, first down, they put it in the air. Quentin Atkinson, where he had the drop early in the game for what would have been a touchdown, but he has the catch there and a first down. North Carolina Central, their last 6 drives have totaled only 23 yards. So it hasn't been just the 2 possessions here in the second half. And this is a carry for Darrell McClain. And just like that, they're at the 43-yard line of Grambling.
They started out with great field position, picked up a first down, and now we see them stepping on the gas pedal. They're going no huddle, hurry up offense.
The Grambling player down is defensive lineman Donovan McCray, who is this year's SWAC Defensive Player of the Year. They take a look at McCray. And tonight, after a full day of bowl games, catch Sports Center at night on ESPN with John Bucci-Gross and Nicole Briscoe. They'll have all the bowl highlights, as well as the Dolphins Jets when that goes final, the NBA, and everything else from a busy Saturday. Sports Center at night tonight after the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, and also streaming live on the ESPN app. And I'll watch ESPN. Been a busy day for Sports Center. Sports Center on the road has been here in Atlanta once again today. And a chance to check out the festivities, including the great bands from both these schools.
Yeah, I mean, it was phenomenal. That's why I say the whole environment is here. Both bands came out, did a little pregame performance there, and got to show their stuff in front of a nationwide audience. And that's when you talk about how far HBCU football has come.
That's a look at the Grambling State University world-famed Tiger marching band up in the stands and before the game, and been busy at halftime as well. After McCray helped off the field, a second down. Squirting through his bell and falls forward right up near the marker at the 37. Well, let's take a listen at some of that action from the bands earlier today. Keep by McClain. Doesn't pick up much. Great to hear both bands, though, and wish we could bring you more.
Oh, the sky camera footage was awesome.
Yes.
You know, it's a great job of capturing everything that goes into it. It's just as hard as the football teams prepare. The bands put just as much preparation in. Big play coming up for North Carolina Central.
Fourth down and 3. Here's the pass, and incomplete at the 25. The intended receiver Smith was all tangled up with the defender there.
Wow, Malcolm Bell looking for a holding penalty in the secondary. No flag comes out, and turnover on downs. See, left side. How do you miss that call? I mean, he walled him off, completely walled off the wide receiver, preventing Atkinson from coming back to make a catch.
So no penalty, and as a result, North Carolina Central turns it over on downs, and the Tigers will have it at their own 39. Just over a minute to play here in the third quarter. It's been a third quarter offensively dominated by Grambling State. They've scored all 10 of their points to take the lead.
Timeout, Grambling. The first of the half. 30 seconds in length.
So the Tigers use their first timeout of the half. Well, let's take a look at today's good hands play, brought to you by Allstate. And earlier in this quarter, the touchdown drive for the G-men. Justin Kelly started it on the ground. Kincaid using his legs as well. And then it was Martez Carter. It was Lightning who had the last laugh.
Fantastic job of control the line of scrimmage, pounding the football, and oh yeah, he knocked it out of the park. That home run, and he and Chad Williams, nice celebration on the sideline. Grambling is taking control of this football game here in the second half.
And they've done it mostly on the ground. They've run 15 plays here in this third quarter. 13 of them have been running plays. But they pass, swung out into the flat. Stepping out at about the 40 is Verlin Hunter for just a gain of 1. Still got Chad Williams top of your screen, and he's been bracketed by Mike Jones, cornerback for the Eagles. Now he's going in his direction, but actually slipping underneath the catch made by Devontae Davis. He's out of bounds near the 49-yard line.
That's take what the defense gives you. If they give you the 5-yard out route, make the easy throw and catch, move the chains. Grambling starting to find some rhythm offensively with their passing attack.
Kincaid gives to Kelly. Kind of bounced off his own defender and now just runs right over a defender at the 40. He's all the way up to the 37. Mike Jones is the one who got trampled over. It's a 15-yard gain.
Well, he's the Thunder. Not easy to bring down. Runs to contact. Likes to punish defensive backs. Impressive run by Justin Keller.
And it takes us to the end of the third quarter. The Carter 32-yard touch lead into the fourth. And they have a first down from the 36 of North Carolina Central. Keeping it on the ground for Kelly. He will lose yardage there, but Grambling State, Jay, is having more success on the ground. Look at the numbers for the just completed third quarter. 103 rushing yards for them after 9 in the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that's the story right there. You want to talk about having a halftime adjustment. Grambling decided to take it to North Carolina Central on the ground. They say the MEAC is known for running the ball. The SWAC is known for throwing the ball. Well, Grambling said, we'll show you we can run the football as well.
Nearly 6 yards per rush now in the game for the Tigers and just over 1.5 for the Eagles. Deep drop. Kincaid now pressured, rolling out and fires it incomplete in the general vicinity of Devon Lindsay.
And you have to start thinking this North Carolina Central defense has to be tired. They've been on the field for a lot, particularly here in the second half. They've done a fantastic job of really slowing down this dangerous Grambling offense that's averaging 41 points a game, holding them to just 10 so far. Do they have enough in the tank to keep giving their offense an opportunity to get back in this game?
A big 3rd and 12 here.
I don't know if they're going to be able to get this off. They made a late substitution, and by rule, you must give the defense an opportunity to substitute as well.
So we'll step aside with a big 3rd and 12 coming up when we return. From the 38 of the Eagles. They bring 5, and Chase Kincaid, who on the move, floats it downfield and a high reaching catch.
Oh my
goodness, Verlin Hunter at the 20. That would be a first down. There is a flag back at the 45, however.
I think there's a holding, but look at the elevation, the one-hand grab. That would make Odell Beckham proud. Oh my goodness.
Holding.
And it is coming back, but I tell you
10-yard penalty.
what an effort.
They say Verlin Hunter has great hands. Well, he just showed America how great his hands are. Okay. Got to be a top 10, right?
It's got to be a Sports Center top 10 nominee, even though it's not going to count. I'm sorry, we got to put that in there. That's just too good. So the holding call brings it back. Well, what a catch by Verlin Hunter that gets wiped off the books, but we're going to remember that one, though.
Oh, man. That's what we say. They're loaded at the wide receiver position. Verlin Hunter, Chad Williams, 50-50 jump balls. They do phenomenal things. And North Carolina Central fortunate that there was a holding call in the backfield.
Which makes it 3rd and 22. With the play clock winding down, they use another timeout. Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. And I'm sure Jay could name most, if not all of them. 3rd and 22. Again, Kincaid fires downfield, caught but short of the first down. A flag also comes in. The catch made at the 31 by Lindsay.
Now, what's this flag going to be? Did he go out of bounds and come back in? When you see the hat down, that's normally what that means. So another spectacular play by Kincaid. Probably going to be negated by a penalty.
Pass interference, offense number 10, 15-yard penalty, repeat, third down.
So pass interference is the call. Offensive pass interference. There's an Eagles player down. It's Jaquan Smith, a defensive tackle.
And I think the most valuable player for North Carolina Central has been their defensive line. Cannot afford to lose any of those guys. They've done a good job. And Smith right now down on the turf.
Jaquan Smith out of Miramar High School in South Florida. And 10 to Jaquan Smith. Well, when we were in Atlanta, when we were here last year, we had the chance together to go to the College Football Hall of Fame.
Yep.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame, as we just saw, 30 HBCU members.
Yeah.
Who was the last HBCU player to be inducted? Most recently, I should say.
That's easy. I can give you the last three in order.
Okay. Michael Strahan?
Strahan.
Texas Southern.
Who went in before him? Aeneas Williams, Southern University. And before him, Richard Dent, Tennessee State University. But I mean, there's so many there. You start talking about them all. Then you've got Jackie Slater that went in for the Rams.
Jackson State.
Yeah, but Grambling, they lead the bunch. They've got more than anybody else. You're talking about Willie Brown. You're talking about Tank Younger. You're talking about Charlie Joyner. You know, so on and on and on. And the legacy continues.
Good to see Smith walk off the field. Here's a 3rd and 37 from the 37-yard line. The always dangerous Carter is stopped at the 45 for a gain of 8 by Freddie Henry Ajuda. So now the Tigers will punt. Just over 13 minutes to play. It's still just a 7-point game here. So even though this half really has been a struggle offensively for Central, they're right here.
Somebody has to go take it. Neither team has pulled away from the other team when given the opportunity to increase the lead. So the game is still very much there for the taking for anybody.
Well, Jonathan Wallace, we saw injured, and Derek Dixon, a defensive back, punting, and he gets a really good punt away and an even better roll. And they're going to down it at the 1.
Wow, how about stepping up to the occasion?
The punt from Derek Dixon, that gets a hug, and Jonathan Williams downs it at the 1. A 54-yard punt for Derek Dixon. Kept it from going in the end zone.
Great job by the special teams unit of covering the football. Heads up play by Jonathan Williams, the wide receiver, to keep the ball, knock it out of bounds, and things just got a little bit tougher for the Eagles.
Well, how about that, though? A guy who's a defensive back required to punt because of the re-injuring of Jonathan Wallace, which originally happened in the SWAC championship game, and he get a 54-yard punt out of the guy and downed at the 1?
Yeah, well,
that's living right.
Why is he your backup punter? He got the roll, and the tide is starting to change in the way of Grambling.
So Central, with 12 and a half minutes left in this HBCU national championship game, and the Grambling fans down in that corner making noise. The Eagles 99 yards away from a game-tying touchdown. Handed off in the end zone, and McLean comes out for just about a yard. Well, their first couple of possessions today went well. Should have had a touchdown that was dropped, settled for a field goal, but their last 7 possessions, 38 total yards.
I can say lug.
But they're back against the wall here, back against their own goal line. They're only down 7 from his own end zone. Bell coming near side. That ball was overthrown to Miller, but he took some contact as that ball was sailing over his head from Guy Stallworth, number 29.
Ooh, could have been flagged for that. I mean, clearly The receiver wasn't making a catch, and they call this a defenseless receiver. Ball's over, and they let him play football a little bit.
Well, North Carolina Central had a call that didn't go their way on their previous possession. It really should have been pass interference or holding. Was not. And now they're looking at 3rd and 9 from their own 2. Again, Bell harassed and just slings it. Nobody really in the vicinity. There's no flag. Now, Malcolm Williams came around to pressure him. And obviously intentional grounding in the end zone would be a safety, but no flag came out.
And this is going to be dangerous. I don't know if Central has enough room to get off this punt. They did not advance the ball very far, maybe a yard. Normal punt, you need 15 yards to get off. Right now they're operating with about 12. Need a good snap and make sure you don't step on that back end line. I'm pretty sure Grambling's going to bring a lot of pressure and go for the punt block.
That's Nathaniel Tilkey looking to punt out of his own end zone. He gets it away. Taken by Carter at the 41. He hits the 30 to the sideline, cuts upfield inside the 20. Still on his feet. 15 down near the 10.
That was set up by the punt block team. They went for punt return. Look at all the black jerseys running downfield, getting on a white shirt, just getting in the way. That's what you have to do sometimes. And then the rest is Carter making tacklers miss. Consecutive times, Grambling State special teams have come up big.
31-yard return for Carter. First down at the 11.
Run the football. You have to be thinking, if we can kick a field goal the way our defense is playing, we can win it. You've got Justin Kelly, 240-pound back in the backfield. It's time to run the football. You cannot afford to take a sack in this situation.
Kincaid, design run, bounces off one tackler, then pushed out of bounds at the 7 by the Grand Harley.
Flag football play. Sweep left. Quarterback sweep. And I like the play call because they haven't been able to catch Kincaid all afternoon. Why not get him a lead blocker and see what he can create? But I still think you keep the ball on the ground.
In motion, Williams. Handoff Carter to the short side. A stiff arm, a leap, and he gets hit in the air and knocked out of bounds at the 4 by Kawan Cox. They can get a first down without scoring. The line to gain is the 1, but it's 3rd and 3 from the 4.
Right now, if you're North Carolina Central, you have to sell out. Bring your safeties up close to the line of scrimmage. It leaves you vulnerable on the outside, but you have to think the run is coming. Cannot allow Grambling to run for this first down.
With Carter, Kelly, and Brooks all in the backfield. Here's Thunder. Kelly stopped by Cox. He's going to be close to the first down. I think they're going to spot him a little short.
Well, think about it, they have a backup kicker. Their starting kicker, Jonathan Wallace, not available. Looks like Coach Fobbs is going to elect to keep his offense on the field and go for it on 4th down and 1 on the 2-yard line.
Kelly.
Oh!
Second effort. Now, again, he didn't need to score. The line to gain was the 1. So where it's spotted, he may very well have the first down.
Look at that spot. I don't look at that spot. Look at that
man.
spot.
No, that spot ain't going to do it. That's going to be turned over on downs.
Oh, wow. That's a short spot. Grambling, no timeouts.
And there's no question where it's spotted right now. It's a yard short of the first down, and it would be North Carolina Central ball. Now the spot can be reviewed, obviously, and I'm not going to be surprised here if David Dumas, our replay official, is going to get this upstairs and take another look. Now Grambling State doesn't have any timeouts. 9:49 left. And they're going to measure this, but I'm not even sure why.
Yeah,
it's not even going to be close. It's going to be a yard short because it was first down from the 11. And that ball's at the 2, just inside the 2.
First down, North Carolina Central.
Right now it's Central ball.
I thought he was hit behind the line of scrimmage, but his second contact is a knee down.
You know what?
He slides forward.
Darius
He
Sproul
gets that ball on the 1 yard line.
51, but the second effort, the falling forward.
Clearly the second effort. He doesn't get it initially, and twist and turn. And a good job by number 78, Trent Scott, the offensive lineman, coming in with that second push, which I think will give Grambling the first down.
This is going to be reviewed. And again, the call on the field is that it's short.
What do you see, Mark?
I saw what you saw at the end. I saw him fall forward. Now, a question is going to be was there already a whistle? But he stopped there. If the play stopped there, that would be a good spot where it is. But because this happens at the end, now the question is, was he down? It's hard to tell in that pile if a knee was down or a different body part that would count him as being down.
And then it becomes what you always like to say, is there enough to overturn the original spot on the field?
And because of that angle, I would say there's not enough from that angle because he possibly could have been down. It was tough to tell in the scrum.
Yeah, it's oh well, everybody wants to know.
Huge call here.
After review, ruling on the field stands. First down, North Carolina Central.
If you call him forward progress, if there was a whistle, maybe, but look where he ends up. On the 1 yard line.
Now, prior to that, I don't think he's down, but I can't tell you for sure, definitively, if he was down or not. So as a result, it stands.
Not enough to overturn.
And here's North Carolina Central. Remember, on their last possession, they had to start at their own 1 after the punt. This time they start at their own 2.
They need a first down. Desperately need a first down.
Bell will run it himself. Pulled down from behind at the 6 by Arquez Cooper.
Right now it's Malcolm Bell time. I think you have to go 5 wide receivers, empty the field out, and let Malcolm Bell become your running game and your passing attack.
It's an offense that really hasn't done a lot since their first 2 possessions of the game. Bell has a man wide open, but overthrows him. That was Simpson out of the backfield, but then he got absolutely hammered by Darius Christmas. And the flag in the end zone where Bell was pasted.
There's no foul on the play for hands to the face. Result of the play is an incompleted pass, 3rd down.
Wow.
Wow. Well, they brought the blitzing linebacker. That's what forced Bell to have to get rid of the football. You'll see him coming from his linebacker position. Oh, he hit him in the helmet. That's where's the consistency? That's think you have to call that, don't you?
I would think,
check the
yeah.
quarterback.
The flag came out by the center judge initially, but it's picked up, and it's 3rd down and 6. Here's the pass dropped.
With room to run
For Stinson.
Khalil Stinson. Oh, missed opportunity for could have been a game-changing play. Wide receiver screen, catchable ball, blockers in front. I mean, if he makes this catch with one cut, he's upfield with the blocker there. 1st down and then some.
Instead, it's the 4th 3-and-out of the half for the North Carolina Central offense, and they have to kick it away to Carter. Just got it away. And a good punt. It does take a Grambling State bounce, and it'll be down at about the 45. So a 49-yard punt for Nathaniel Tilkey. Under 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter for the HBCU National Championship. Martez Carter changes direction and runs for a 1st down for about 15 up to the 40. Well, the drive for North Carolina Central was not aided by what looked initially to be a hands to the face to the head penalty. And you see the center judge throw the flag down, but then that flag eventually was picked up.
Shaking my head on that one. I mean, it's all about protecting the quarterback, and everybody knows you can't lay fingers on the quarterback, particularly above the waist and above the shoulders. Kind of inexplainable why they picked up that flag.
After that last rush for Carter, he's now 11 carries for 112 yards, averaging 10.2 yards per carry, and he has the game's lone touchdown.
And when you put Carter and Kincaid in the backfield, that's a lot of speed in any college backfield.
Kincaid will take it this time. Slides down. He avoided McClellan initially, but then they have lost his footing. Gain of 4.
We have to ask ourselves once again, can the defense from Central make yet another stop here on 3rd down? Regardless of what the scoreboard says, this defense for Central has been lights out, going against one of the most prolific scoring offenses in the country.
It's a Grambling offense that came in averaging 41 points per game. 3rd and 6. Kincaid fires across the middle, and a 1st down catch, then drop at the 22.
There's McClellan.
He put the hit on.
On the field. It's an
that was Jordan
pass.
Jones who had it for a moment, but dropped it.
How active has Alden McClellan been in this football game? The interception early, then we've seen him make an almost interception, and here just going to dislodge the tight end from the football. Textbook tackle, helmet on the football. That's how you draw up a form tackle, getting the football away from the receiver.
Derek Dixon on to punt for a 2nd time. His first punt was 54 yards and pinned in Central at the 1. Grambling doesn't have any timeouts, so
Timeout, North Carolina
this
Central.
one's used by Central.
Their 1st of the half.
They'll have 2 left when we come back.
Welcome back to Atlanta. 7:28 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Grambling with the lead, and after that drive and that drop possession, or drop pass rather, by the Tigers, coaches came over to the Tigers and said, look guys, we need to put together a championship drive. Every play counts, and we've got to string together as many as we can. On the other side, the emotion just seems to be gone from the North Carolina Central sideline. Even though they've come up with big stops defensively, nobody is the hype man on the sideline, if you will. No one is taking that leadership role and getting in guys' faces, trying to encourage them to finish out this ball game. Very different on each sideline, guys.
Well, Tiffany, thanks, but North Carolina Central still got a shot here after Derek Dixon's 2nd punt of the game. That one for 30 yards, and he pins him in at the 6. Who can lift him up?
You've tried to play conservative and run the football, pick up first downs. Now you have to throw the football. Throw the football, test the secondary of Grambling because they've answered the bell, the defensive line.
Running play for McLean for 4 yards.
You know, we've seen some drops from the Eagle wide receivers, but those are the guys that got you here. Malcolm Bell making good decisions, throwing and running the football. You go back to what got you here. Hope they make some big plays for you. I mean, and Grambling's playing such a vanilla defense. In their secondary, they're playing what we call cover one. Man-to-man coverage, one guy in the middle of the field deep. Attack the seams, find some crossing routes.
Coming here to the near side. Caught in stride, Levon Smith. Inside the 30. Now the field judge, one of them looked like he was marking him out at the 44, but that's a 46-yard gain. Jatarius Pouncey is the player down for Grambling State.
When you get man-to-man coverage, you have to beat your man. Let's see, he got real close to the sideline. He stepped out there. But nice job by Malcolm Bell. Told you there was nothing complicated about the pass defense they were playing. Found a matchup that he liked. Probably cost his team at least 15 more yards by stepping out of bounds right there. Know where you are on the field.
Looked like he stepped out at the 45. They're marking it at the 44.
So now this is where you keep throwing the football now, because Pouncey, who's leaving the game, is the nickel back for Grambling State. So normally means he's their 5th best defensive back. Well, now they have to bring in their 6th best defensive back. So find out who that is and go after him.
Still a 46-yard gain on the catch by Smith. That's the longest play from scrimmage today for North Carolina Central. Bell throwing deep, dangerously incomplete. That was well over the head of Jalen Wilkes. In fact, the closest player there was a defender.
And one of the few times I thought Malcolm Bell made a poor decision. When it's not there, tell me what happens if he takes off and runs. See, step up, good coverage, don't force it. Right there, you see black jerseys. Look at all the space he has here with the cutback lane, places he can run. He can run. Nobody saw him, picked up a first down, then some. And a few times the senior hasn't made the right decision whether to throw or run the football.
Bell, quick strike to Miller, who's swarmed under after making the catch at the 40 for a gain of 4. Stopped by Joseph McWilliams. Came up with the ball, but
it's physical
Miller's
in the
down.
trenches right now. Every play we're seeing a lineman grab something, and that's the left tackle, Nick Leverett. You have to be able to play in this game right now.
This for the HBCU National Championship. The champions of the MEAC, North Carolina Central, SWAC champs, Grambling State, and the 2nd annual Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl. Deciding it on the field.
Well, it's obviously a passing situation probably right now. You lose your tackle that has to leave the ball game.
That would bring a freshman in, Twashawn Glenn, to play that spot and lever it out. Have not converted a 3rd down in this half of the Eagles. And it's 3rd and 6. Game clock running. Under 6 minutes to go. Bell, his man fell down and it's intercepted. Wilkes fell. He got up, but it's picked off by Jameel Jackson.
And that's just not the throw you want to make if you're Malcolm Bell in that situation. Throwing off your back foot, floated the ball out there and it hung in the air. They brought the pressure, but watch Bell not really step into this throw. You don't just flick a throw like that. Costly interception.
Jameel Jackson, first team all SWAC this year with the pick. And just 5:41 to go. You saw Malcolm Williams, number 41, laying a late lick on Malcolm Bell. Justin Kelly. Just a yard. I want to remind you that immediately following the game, you can tune into ESPN3 for the post-game trophy ceremony presented by Capital One. Who will be the HBCU national champion? Last year it was a team from the MEAC, North Carolina A&T, and the great running back Tariq Cohen outlasted Alcorn State. This year, two different teams, the Eagles and Tigers, and it's the Tigers with the upper hand here late. Kincaid a little behind the intended receiver Hunter, but
he's got hands.
Man,
he caught that ball. This is probably one of the most poorly thrown balls we've seen in this. Look, I mean, the scout report is he has great hands, best hands on the team. Watch him just effortlessly reach down with one hand.
Well, they said it was not a catch. Well, they do say it is a catch. It's 3rd down and 5. Hand off. Carter hit in the backfield and dropped. And Devontae Reynolds.
And once again, the North Carolina Central defense has stood up and made a big play.
And Derek Dixon's going to be called upon a 3rd time to punt for Grambling State with Jonathan Wallace injured.
Notice on the last punt, the snap was a little bit high. Dixon had to jump up, retrieve the ball. I think this is the time you go for your punt block if you've got one drawn up. With the backup punter in there, a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage, only 13 yards deep.
First punt went for 54, the last for 30. And a high short punt. Mike Jones coming up and makes a fair catch at the 41. Let's check in with the studio and Stan Verrett. Yeah, Stan, thanks. Can San Diego State's Donnell Pumphrey become the all-time leading rusher in FBS history and pass rondane?
Look at that list there. Now, is he the greatest running back in the history of San Diego State?
Well, when you got Marshall Faulk, the answer is going to be no, but it's still been a heck of a career for Pumphrey.
So you don't believe the numbers?
I think numbers can be deceiving, yes. Because Marshall Faulk is one of the greatest players in the history of the NFL at that position.
No question.
There goes Bell, tripped up at the 48 by Joseph McWilliams. Gain of 7.
And it's hurry up offense time right now. You have one timeout. In case you're stopped, you want to have an opportunity to maybe get the ball back, or they're taking their time saying, hey, this is going to be the drive that's going to determine whether or not we win a championship. No sense of urgency right now from North Carolina Central.
Bell throws, grabbed at the 40, and still fighting is Jalen Wilkes. First down to the 36. That will stop the clock to move the chains. A gain of 16.
If they can protect Malcolm Bell from the blitzing linebackers from Grambling, there's some holes in the secondary of Grambling. Grambling's playing a lot of man-to-man, and when they play zone, they almost look uncomfortable at times with gaping holes in their defensive secondary.
Bell hands it off, but immediately hit and dropped in the backfield. It's going to be a loss for Ramon Simpson. And number 99, Lane Winston, brought him down.
Why? Why run the ball in that situation there?
He loses 2, and it also keeps the clock running.
Keeps the clock running. Wasted down.
Only one timeout for the Eagles, and the clock continues to tick. Where's that sense of urgency, Jay?
I don't see it. Haven't seen it at all here in the second half.
Bell wide open and dropped by Wilkes at the 30. The Eagles have had a number of bad drops today.
Jalen Wilkes leads this team in touchdown receptions on the year, along with Levontis Smith. The receiving core let down Malcolm Bell a little bit.
Third drop of the half, and of course there was the drop early in the first half. It should have been a touchdown. They settled for a field goal. Their only points of the game. 3rd and 12. Bell has room here on the near side. Will throw towards the end zone, and he's wide open. Is he in? Touchdown. Quentin Atkinson, he had the drop early in the game that would have been a touchdown. He redeems himself here with a 39-yard TD. There's a late flag. He took the helmet off, which is going to affect the point after.
Redeeming himself for the drop ball touchdown in the first quarter. But I want to know, was he in? Looked like he started drifting a little bit. Oh, yeah.
He's in.
He was barely.
But then he makes the mistake of taking the helmet off, because they still have to kick an extra point to tie the game. And he pulls off the helmet and gets the flag.
Now, if I could change the rule a little bit for HBCU football, I don't think we should get flagged for celebration.
Results of the play is a touchdown.
In the Celebration Bowl, too.
After the play, unsportsmanlike, passing team number 3. His first of the game, 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the try.
What that changes, though, too, Jay, if for some reason Jerry Mack thought, you know, with 2:14 left, I'm going to go for the win here. That's out the window now.
Yep. And it doesn't become a chip shot when you move it back 15 yards.
But we've seen Brandon McLaren at the workout yesterday. He was banging field goal attempts from 50 yards away. But now this is a little different pressure situation.
Oh, yeah.
With the game probably on the line here. What is an extra point is now going to be a 35-yard attempt, almost 36. This is for the tie with 2:14 to go in regulation in this HBCU National Championship game from Atlanta. Blocked. It can be returned. And North Carolina Central really only has themselves to blame here. It's a 1-point lead for Grambling with 2:14 to go on the block extra point.
A lot of penetration coming up the middle all day on field goal attempts. There's just not enough time to get off this attempt, particularly on a long field goal. Let's take a look at this. Got about a second and a half. Nah. Speed on the perimeter.
Malcolm Williams and Joseph McWilliams, I should say, the block. That was a slow get off. 1.49 seconds is what we timed it at, and enough for Grambling State to block what would have been the game tying extra point from 35 yards away.
If that's a pure extra point, you probably don't have Grambling attempting the block with a sense of urgency, and all you have to do is just get the ball in the air. But because it's a field goal try, a little bit more pressure.
And now you're at a position here where you got an onside kick.
Yep.
You only have one timeout, so you have no choice here.
Yeah.
And Quentin Atkinson, he had the score, the touchdown catch, but and I know you don't like the fact of quelling excitement, but he took the helmet off and it's a penalty. And it totally changed the point after. Now, we saw them in the walkthrough yesterday work on the onside kick, and I'll tell you what, McLaren was really good. He had one where he knocks it immediately into the ground, and it takes a high pop to this same side of the field. Let's see if he can execute it here.
Offsides.
Recovered by Central,
Offsides.
but there's the flag. Yep. For the moment, the Eagles think they have it, but the offsides is going to change it. Wilkes recovered.
You can't cross the 30-yard line before. It's going to be on the bottom of your screen before contact. Right there. He's a yard across the line of scrimmage when the ball's kicked.
But McLaren did exactly what we were talking about.
Yes.
I mean, it was a perfect execution of the onside kick. And had it not been for the offsides, they would have recovered.
It seemed like I saw a second flag come in, like maybe they were going to say he made contact with the receiver 14 yards, which I don't think was the case. But
I think the ball had gone 10 yards.
I did too. I thought it was great execution except for the offsides.
Don't forget the Las Vegas Bowl presented by Geico coming up next. Houston against San Diego State. Brent Musburger, Jesse Palmer, Kaylee Hartung standing by. They are underway, and that's on ESPN News at the moment.
These two young coaches, what a great job they've done.
There's 2 fouls on the kicking team. Offsides, kicking team number 32. Blocking prior to he can receive the ball, kicking team number 32. The ball will be placed 5 yards from the previous spot and re-kicked.
Well, they're going to re-kick it because obviously Central recovered the ball. Had Grambling State recovered it, they could have refused the penalties and had possession. So they're going to have to re-kick it.
They have to accept the penalties and line up, do it again. So they've got to move them back.
Now they'll have to kick it from the 30. .213 to go. This Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl from Atlanta. 10-9 lead for Grambling State. That's recovered by Grambling State. Chad Williams, the hands team out there. Coming up Sunday on ESPN, kickoff week 15 of the NFL. First at 10 a.m. Eastern. It's NFL Insiders Sunday edition with all the injury news and early breaking stories. Then at 11, Sunday NFL Countdown Crew takes you right up to kickoff. Both shows also stream live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Monday Night Football matchup features Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers taking on Kirk Cousins and the Redskins from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Panthers-Redskins Monday night, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN, and coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown served by Applebee's at 6. Also streaming live on Watch ESPN. Well, we didn't get to say Chad Williams' name a whole lot. Probably the best receiver on the field, and he winds up recovering an onside kick that should ice the game here for Grambling.
Can you imagine? National championship game, they lose 10-9 because of an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that shouldn't have been. I mean, you can't do it in that situation. And Quentin Atkinson's going to have to live that down for a while.
Justin Kelly. North Carolina Central will use their final timeout. There's the hardware for the winner.
Timeout, North Carolina Central. The third and final timeout.
So we'll take a quick timeout with 2:07 to go in Atlanta. Martez Carter is today's Capital One Player of the Game. His rushing touchdown gave Grambling State a lead that they have not relinquished. 23 carries, 109 yards. For Carter, it's been the day of the guy they call Lightning.
I mean, he was the spark that they needed. In the second half, he came out and had a fantastic job with that touchdown. Then, you know, he's going to celebrate, but he does it on the sideline. That's the right way to celebrate, is over on the sideline with your teammates, and also had a fantastic punt return. He became a problem for the Central defense in the second half.
2:07 to go. No timeouts left for Central. Kelly stopped. And you're looking at if Central's able to hold Grambling State here, they might possibly get the football back with 25, 30 seconds left.
Not a lot of time. I think if your Central defense, make another stop and hope your offense can just put you in position for a possible game-time field goal if you get the ball back, or a game-winning field goal, pardon me.
Grambling State looking for their first HBCU national championship since 2008. Kincaid going to throw it out to the far side. Verlin Hunter has a first down.
Wow.
And that's going to do it.
Wow. Nothing says you throw the football in that situation. So many things could have gone wrong. Incomplete pass, tackled out of bounds. But Broderick Fobbs elects to roll the dice. And he came up 7 on the first roll.
And now they can just take a knee, a couple of knees. And Grambling State.
Play is under review. Ruling on the field was a first down.
Let's see if he caught it. He did go down to catch the ball. It can't be on the spot.
Yeah, he was definitely past the line to gain.
So this is the catchy.
Nope. I don't see anything here that's going to change.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything you can do to change the outcome of this play, which was a first down. Maybe they want to take a look and see if he clearly got over the line, but I think that's first down.
And the call on the field should be confirmed. And then they can just take a couple of knees. And Grambling State Tigers, 2013. This is a program that was at rock bottom.
After review, ruling on the field stands as called. First down, Grambling.
And now Broderick Fobbs is going to bring his alma mater all the way back to an HBCU national championship. Now he says we're not all the way back because of our history of our program, but they're going to be a top HBCU football here in just mere moments.
And I think for him all the way back means when Grambling football is a household name again. Well, everybody out there, last time you probably thought about Grambling was back when they forfeited the game. Well, now fast forward to Grambling, seconds away from being crowned HBCU national champions.
Brent Musburger, Jesse Palmer, Kaylee Hartung coming your way shortly here in just a few moments for the Las Vegas Bowl presented by Geico. Houston against San Diego State. Broderick Fobbs and Grambling State will win the 2016 Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl and win the HBCU national championship, their first since 2008 and the 14th in school history. And that's going to do it. Grambling State wins it by a single point, 10-9 over North Carolina Central.
Look at the joy comes out. Has to be an emotional moment for the Fobbs family. His father played for Coach Robinson and coached with him, and now he's a champion like Eddie Robinson. Congratulations, G-Men.
Coming up next on ABC.